Yeah, it's home sweet home. It's really good to be back home. And obviously, the road trip that we encountered, I thought our kids grew up, did a really good job of learning how to play and play tough, and with great opponents like Baylor and West Virginia, but to be able to come back home, it's no place like it. I thought our fans were fantastic, band was great, and then I think our kids feed off of that. They feed off of that, and we're very excited to be able to play here. I thought the first half, I thought we played extremely well. We forced our will, we imposed our will on Davidson. Our styles are contrasting, and we want to run. They probably want to slow it down a little bit, and I thought we made them run with us, and we were able to get out to a big lead. Third quarter got a little sluggish, but we talked about different aspects of the game, and one of the areas that we're not favorable is that we're not getting to the free throw line more than our opponent. And we talked about, as opposed to settling for jump shots, to try to get to the basket and draw some fouls. Kind of stagnated the game a little bit, but I thought we did a good job of getting there, putting them in foul trouble, getting to the free throw line. And then in the fourth quarter, we did a really good job executing as well. So really good performance. I thought Muff Mickens was fantastic. Floor game, running the show. She's added the element of scoring to her game, and so you got to really play that aspect of it, and also try to keep her out of the lane. So she did a really good job. I thought Kayla Cooper-Williams, 10 points, 9 rebounds. We're going to need that type of performance from her. But it was really toughness that she's learned over the break, or over this course of this month, really, to get better. And Jasmine Gwathmey shot the ball well, scored the ball well, but we really need her to rebound the ball a little bit better as well. So good team effort. Great way to end the non-conference slate. And you know what? We're excited now. Everyone, regardless of who you played or what your non-conference schedule was like, everyone's 0-0 now as we head into CA play.
Coach, we didn't get to talk to you on Monday. I do want to talk a little bit about Florida. You mentioned on Twitter you don't believe in moral victories, but you're very proud of both those games. Do you think when we look back at the Florida trip in a month that was a turning point for this team?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a turning point, but it was definitely a very important piece to this season. We went down there. We signed the contract to play. Obviously, when I signed the contract, we had Precious Hall, in our lineup, and we didn't even know that we were playing Baylor. Then all of a sudden there's a surprise. You're playing Baylor. Okay, we welcome that challenge, and then Precious goes down. So it was a different mentality. But our kids went out and we played hard. West Virginia, they knew they were in a battle. Baylor, they knew they were in a battle. And one of the things that Kim Mulkey Robertson said, she said, your team plays really hard. And good luck. We'll see you in the NCAA tournament. So it was great for us. We came away 0-2. You never want to come away 0-2, but I've talked all year long, and we're reinventing ourselves throughout this whole season, and that was a big part of it. And I thought our kids really gained a lot of confidence in battling and playing, and being in both games down the stretch.
How do you feel at non-conference as a whole? Kind of where do you think you are as opposed to maybe when you started this thing?
You know what? We are. I like where we are. I really do. It's probably one game that probably could have gone either way. Could have gone a different way. Maybe two with the West Virginia game. But not necessarily looking at the wins and the losses, but just looking at the mentality of our team, the makeup of our team, the identity of our team. I like where we are. I really like where we are. I like where we're going. And I think this team is going to do a lot of wonderful things. We have to continue to get better. Our margin of error is a lot smaller than it was last year, but nonetheless, I love the way these kids come and they prepare every day. I love the chemistry that's on our team. They're a lot of fun to be with. They love each other, and therefore they're going to fight for each other. And they're continuing to get better because we're playing so many inexperienced players that they're learning. They're learning, and it's a lot of fun to be around them. And we'll get back at it tomorrow and get ready for William & Mary. But I really like where we are as a basketball team right now.
You say the margin of error is small. Do you expect like a lot of close games here in conference play? Or maybe games are just not going to go your way sometimes?
Absolutely. Anytime you take away, your best player, Precious Hall, you can look at her 21 points. You can look at her, 5 or 6 rebounds. But what people overlook is her toughness, and that was our identity last year. And I watched film a little bit of our last year's team, and when you see, Muff running down the middle of the floor and she's not even thinking about scoring because she's got Precious on one side and Guathmy on the other side, and then all of a sudden here comes Lady Okafor in the picture and Toya Jiggets is right there, you're gonna win a lot of basketball games. You're gonna go 17-1 in the conference by a margin, of 20 plus. We don't have that now. We've got some inexperienced players, but I still think that we're one of the best teams in the conference. But there's going to be nights, and we've talked about this with the team. We've talked about it. We've talked about there's going to be nights where things just don't go your way, and so we're practicing. We're actually practicing how to grind it out. Tonight we talked about, hey, we changed our philosophy and we said, hey, let's really get to the hole. Force them to foul you and get to the free throw line. That's what you're going to have to do on nights when you can't make a basket. You're going to have to grind it out. We talked about it in the Baylor game where our margin of error was so small that we couldn't almost get rebounds. We had to get the rebound. We couldn't almost get a loose ball. We had to get the loose ball. And so those are the things we're talking about with this team is that there's going to be nights. We're going to go to William & Mary on Sunday. It's probably going to be a grinded out game. We have a game, we come back at home, we play extremely well at home, and then we go back out on the road again, I think against Elon, and it's going to be a grinded out game. And it's going to be a lot of those. Out of the 9 that we're going to have on the road in the CAA, probably 6 of them are going to be grinded out games. We understand that. So, we're mentally prepared for it, and I think we got the seniors, with Muff Mickens and Ashley Perez and Jasmine Guathmy to be able to carry us through, a lot of those situations.
I don't want to give you too much credit, but coaching this team, is it more of an undertaking, coaching games, game to game, when you're grinding them out?
You don't want to give me credit, or?
No,
No, I never do. You know what? I'm only an innocent bystander sitting on the sidelines. What happens out there is out of my control. But it's going to take. We were talking about this as a staff before the game. Last year, we pretty much put in a game plan and they executed it. Muff just kind of ran the show a little bit. This year, we're I'm orchestrating more by calling more and more plays so that I know where the ball's going and try to get the ball in certain areas. So it is different. It is different defensively. Our mindset's a little bit different. I'm playing more and more people, and I'm not accustomed to playing this many people. So therefore, it is a chess match. I'm constantly looking down. Okay, who did I put in? Who didn't I put in? Who's good in this situation? Oh shoot, somebody's in foul trouble. So it's constantly thinking as opposed to letting them go out there and all of a sudden you're up by 25 and then you're just trying to manage the game so it doesn't get out of control or you don't want to get someone hurt or something like that. So it's definitely different. So I guess you alluded to. I guess I'll be earning my paycheck a little bit more this year. But it's still the same. It's a lot of fun.
Right. I got 2 more for you. Maybe Kayla and maybe the freshman class in general going into conference play. Where is their maybe confidence right now, and how have they work themselves in non-conference?
They're up and down. You look at Kayla. 3 weeks ago, she got a DNP, coach's decision. Against St. Bonaventure, came back against Richmond, didn't play hardly at all, and it was due to her production not only in the game but in practice. She didn't like it. She didn't like there. She got an opportunity to step into the starting lineup in the Holiday Classic, and man, she took off. And it's like, okay, she looks like I don't want to give it back. And she's playing extremely well. Savannah, you look at Savannah. Savannah is up and down right now, and I think she's still trying to figure some things out. And she will, but she's not playing as aggressive right now because she's still trying to figure things out because we've put in more stuff. And Logan is doing a fantastic job. Backing up Muff, playing alongside Muff, understanding what we want. I think she's going to be a key contributor as we go along well. So all 3 of those kids are doing a fantastic job, and I think they're going to continue to get better.
I was just going to say, what is maybe your weakness? What are you most worried about? What's at the top of the checklist right now?
Well, I learned from Odell Beckham Jr. when he put his weakness out there, and the Carolina Panthers attacked it. So I'm going to keep my weakness to myself. Yeah, I'm going to keep that to myself. So I know what it is, but I'm not going to put this out there for everybody else because, there's a lot of people who watch this because they tell me what I say all the time, and I'm like, okay, you're listening, So I'm not going to share our weakness.
Smart man.
We've talked a lot this year about the change in the timing and everything. Do you feel like now that you're heading to conference play, you have any handle on this?
I have a better handle, obviously, because we're going through it. I don't like it. I still don't like it. And now it's going to be very consistent because every game from here on out is a CAA game, and even the NCAA tournament games are exactly the same time. But we went to the holiday tournament, and correct me if I'm wrong, Devin, but it was like 75-second timeouts, and then now it's like 2 minutes and 45 seconds again. So I was there, and I was like speed talking. I felt like I was speed talking, and then here. I'm talking to the kids, and I hear one of my assistants, and I'm done, and I hear one of my assistants say, 1:15, and I'm like, what? So I think it really drags the game out, and it makes the game long. If you have a Jumbotron, hint, hint, if you have a Jumbotron, I think that 2 minutes and 45 seconds is okay. Okay, I think our cheerleaders do a fantastic job of entertaining people. All right, but you have to put on like little mini movies, little skits for 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and do that every time they call a timeout. Cheerleaders are probably tired, bless their hearts, and I'm glad they're here, and the band, they got to play a lot. But I just think it just drags the game out. I really do, and. In case in point, today, one time, we had a nice little run going, and they called timeout, and I couldn't remember who I just put in the game. So I didn't know whether to make a sub because that person had been in for a long time or not, and I had to ask my assistants, when did I put them in? Because it seems like a long lull in there, 2:45. So I think I'm going to lose the battle. I continue to talk to my administration, to talk to the CAA, to say that it's too long. But from what I hear, there are some coaches who like the long timeouts and like the 4 quarters. So I just have to go with the flow.
Not many of them have 300 wins, though.
And there it is. I don't think as many of them have as many fans as we have, too, to entertain. So they probably don't care. So,
Thanks,
all right, thanks, guys.